Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight that gleamed, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran clear, the bombarding in air gave proof through the night that our fight was still there. Hosanna, that the spangled banner, Yahweh, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Amen. High school baseball is back on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Tonight from Flora, Indiana, the championship game of the 1A Carroll Regional as the Union City Indians take on the Daleville Broncos. Good evening. Hi again, everyone. Brian Beaver along with you again tonight. 2 years ago, Daleville came to this park, won a regional championship, went on to win a state title. Last year, Daleville lost in the opening round of this regional. Today, this afternoon, they exacted some revenge, beating the Rossville team that knocked them out in 2017, knocking out Rossville and sending the Hornets packing in 2018. So tonight, it's Bill Bradbury's Indians and Terry Turner's Broncos. Daleville 19-9 overall. 15-7 with a tie, 15-7-1 for Union City. And we've got a right-hander on the mound tonight for Daleville. It's going to be Evan Baker getting the ball in the championship game. 3-1 on the year, an ERA of 1.75, 32 innings of work, 4 walks, 24 Ks. That's very respectable. 6-1 strikeout to walk ratio. So he's on the mound right now going through his warm-up tosses. The day has gotten better as it has gone along. We started with gray, overcast, cool weather this morning. Tonight, it's almost clear, bright sunshine, about 80 degrees at game time, and just a little bit of wind blowing in from center field toward home plate. That didn't matter this afternoon when Peyton Smith smacked the ball out of the park for a Daleville home run to left field. So things are ready to go. Teams have been introduced. Daleville will wear the whites tonight with the Houston Astro horizontal stripe gold and black jerseys on those white tops. Union City, red and blue tops, jerseys, gray pants, and we're about set to go. Zach Bradbury will stand in to lead things off for the Indians. Evan Baker into his windup. Here comes the opening pitch. Swung on, lifted toward shallow left near the line. Caden Gothrop over in foul ground. He's got it for the first out of the game. Zach Bradbury, Nick Wells, and Trevor Spence in inning number 1 for Union City. Defensively for Daleville, Caden Gothrop in left, Ryan Hale in center, Jacob Price in right. On the infield, it's Jared Waldermeyer at third, Max Stecker at short, Peyton Smith at second, Jimmy Bowen at first. Ethan Pittsburgh, the catcher. He's got a sign for Evan Baker, and he's into his pitch. Called strike. Thanks for joining us tonight here on Beaver Media. Great to have you along. We had a great audience in the first game today. There's another called strike with a breaking ball, and quickly it's 0-2 to Nick Wells. Great to have you along no matter where you're listening. Baker into his motion. This one hit hard through the 5-hole into left field. A clean single for Nick Wells. There goes your no-hitter. And with 1 on and 1 out, Trevor Spence will bat. Baker's most recent outing was on Memorial Day in the sectional semifinal when he pitched a fine game. If they get that kind of performance again tonight, they're in good shape. Here comes the pitch. Inside, spun him around, ball one. Jacob Volk waiting on deck. The lights are on here. They've been on for some time, but they won't take any effect at all for probably another half hour to an hour. We may get this entire game in before it's really dark. Here comes the pitch. Fouled back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. First Saturday of June 2018 across Indiana. It's a beautiful evening to play baseball. Baker ready from the stretch. Brings it home. In the air. Right field. Slicing back to Price. Tough play in the sun. He fights it off and makes the catch. On a nice play by Price in right field. That's 2 away. That was not an easy chance.
Now coming to play for the Indians, the first baseman, number 34, Jacob Volk.
So a man on 2 down for the cleanup man, Jacob Volk, who plays first base. Bats left-handed. Tall fella, as you might imagine, playing first. Nick Wills has a short lead at first, and here's a tapper foul at the plate. Broncos are a win away from the Final Four in their class and 20 wins. And while we're at it, congratulations to Yorktown. They won earlier today over Fort Wayne Concordia 12-2. They're playing in the championship game at Belmont. They're taking on Jay County, and that game's set to get underway in about 25 minutes at 8 o'clock. So go Tigers while we're at it. Baker back on the rubber, staring in for a sign. Pittsburgh throws down the digits. Here comes the pitch. Slapper on the ground, up the middle. He gets through for a base hit to center field. Hale quickly in to play it. And that's a 2-out hit for Jacob Volk. Couple of singles here to start the night for Union City on either side of an out each time. And with 2 down, here's the number 5 batter, Cam Luster. Again, a left-handed hitter. He's their right fielder. Baker brings it to the plate. Wrap through the left side. Base hit to left. Run around third. He's going to be held up right at the last minute. He nearly had skid marks out of the dirt and fell down, but station-to-station baseball. So 2 singles in a row. 3 hits in the opening inning by Union City. It brings up the pitcher, Gabe Lush. Baker will stay in the stretch, not go to the windup with the bags loaded. First pitch home is outside, ball 1. Pronounced Lush, spelled L-O-E-S-C-H. Baker trying to get out of a first inning jam. This one popped up back behind the plate near the first base dugout, but it'll get out of play despite Pittsburgh's chase. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'll go out on a limb and say the final score of this game is not going to be 1-0. Daleville's playing too well right now for that to occur. So if you're Union City, you got to get runs when you get a chance. And right here with 2 down and the sacks full, you're really looking for a hit. Line drive, right field. Here comes Price, dives, catches it just above the ground, staring into the sun. Another sparkling play in right field by Josh Price, who makes 2 web gems in the first inning and saves his team at least a couple of runs doing it. For the Indians in the first, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. They leave the bags juiced. That's a big factor. We're through half an inning. Union City nothing. Daleville coming to bat on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
Hey, honey, is this your course schedule for the fall?
Yep.
Let me see here. English, good. Chemistry, trigonometry, excellent. World history, I love world history. Baseball? Wait, baseball? Baseball isn't a course, honey.
Well, sure it is, Mom. High school sports are about so much more than winning and losing. They teach lessons that can't be taught in a classroom, like accountability and self-discipline, the value of teamwork. I may not be earning a grade, but I'm learning how to compete later in life. Isn't that what getting a good education is all about?
Yes, of course it is. I was just testing you.
What can teenagers here in Indiana learn from participating in high school sports? Plenty, as it turns out. That's why they're called education-based athletics.
High school sports. There's so much more than just a game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ball game. Scoreless top of the first for Union City. The Indians go quietly, although with 3 men on. And now Daleville will take their first look at Gabe Lush, the left-handed pitcher for Union City. These two teams played each other during the regular season back in the ice age we know as April on the 6th. Daleville 12, Union City 2 and 5 innings that cold, chilly day. What day in April this year wasn't cold, chilly, and garbage? But, you know, live and learn in Indiana. So at least from that perspective, Daleville has a bit of an advantage. They already know they can beat Union City. Union City doesn't know yet whether they can beat Daleville. Josh Price, Max Stecker, Ryan Hale, 1, 2, 3 here in the order for Daleville in the bottom of the first inning. You'll see the nice hand and hear it for Josh Price, who's had a fantastic season and made 2 outstanding defensive plays in right field in the top of the first. First pitch hitting, lines it softly foul down the left field line. This field has very deep, thick grass. It's like the deep rough at Augusta. The ball came to rest, and you can see the top inch of it, and that's about it. It's really thick. It stops fast. Next pitch on the way. High and away, 1-1. Defensively for the Indians, Kyler Purdon in left, Trevor Spence in center, Cam Luster out in right. We'll set the rest for you momentarily. Into his windup, here comes the 1-1. Grounded sharply over here near the fence, down near my crowd, Mike. Quickly 1-2. On the infield, Nick Wells at third, Zach Bradbury at short, Jacob Bradbury at second, Jacob Folk at first, Jacob Curry behind the plate. Here comes the pitch from Lush. Rocket foul. Third base side nearly got in the crowd. Still 1-2. Josh Price had a 2-hit game this afternoon. He was kind of in his brother's shadow for a while, but he's played great this season in his own right. Swing and a miss. He was out in front of a breaking ball, one away.
Now coming to the plate for the Broncos, the shortstop number 10.
That brings up Max Stecker. Max, the shortstop, gets his first look at Gabe Lush. Takes a strike. Lush works pretty quickly. Ready with the next one. Here it comes. Way upstairs. Stecker even 1-1. Glorious night to decide a regional title here in the town of Flora in Carroll County. Fastball way outside, and now Stecker ahead 2-1. Fans are still filtering in. Late arrivals here on the Daleville side. Lush ready, brings it home. Popped foul, back out of play on the first base side. Ryan Hale waiting in the on-deck circle. Peyton Smith behind him if they could get a runner. Here comes the 2-2. Way outside with a breaking ball, and the count runs full. Wind blowing in, but only gently, maybe 5 to 10. Full count pitch, hit on the air toward right center field. Is anyone going to get there? Yes. The right fielder makes the call, runs it down. Cam Luster has it for the second out. This is the time of night where all the plays in right field are going to be on the difficult side. 2 up, 2 down so far for Daleville. That brings up Ryan Hale.
Go, Ryan.
He'll play his college ball next year at Huntington University. Had a nice chat with his mom, Julie, earlier. She's going crazy with open house a week away. Here comes the pitch. Smash down the third baseline, foul.
Let it get there, kid.
Hale had a 2-hit game. Both of those were doubles in this afternoon's victory. The windup in the pitch. Hit in the air, deep right field. That could be trouble. Slicing away. Now it's going to be dropped. Luster couldn't hold on. Hale will motor into second base. That was a very tough play. I'm going to give him a double until I hear otherwise. Going back. Ball slicing away.
Second baseman number 14.
Broncos have a runner in scoring position with 2 down, and that brings up the dangerous Peyton Smith. 3 out of 4 this afternoon. Home run, double, single. Missed the cycle by a triple. Chance to put his team on top. He rips a shot through the 5-hole. Base hit. They're going to send Hale to the plate. Here comes the throw. They've got a chance to get him. Hale is safe. Throw down to second. Wild. Everybody's safe. 1-0 Broncos. Peyton Smith drives in Hale with a single, a sharp one to left field. Goes to second on the throw down. Single, RBI for Pete Smith. How hot has he been? He came into this afternoon, tonight's game, batting .714 in the postseason. That'll go up again. Now standing in is Jared Waldermeyer, and he takes a fastball high for ball 1. So what else is new? Broncos scoring the first. They got a chance to get more with 2 down. Good lead out there at second base. Nice job stopping the next fastball in the dirt by Jacob Curry. 2-0 to Waldermeyer. Jacob Curry is not a big guy. I looked him right in the eye, and I'm 5'8", but he's a nice catcher. Here comes the pitch. Fouled back, out of play. Good cut by Waldermeyer. 2-1. All of this began with 2 outs. Hale doubled. Smith singled him home. Now Waldermeyer. He takes. It hit him going by. Just grazed him. Waldermeyer hit by the pitch. No major physical damage. 2 on, 2 out. That brings up Ethan Pittsford, the Daleville catcher. And Peyton Smith hitting well above 700 for the state tournament. In 4 games, he came in 10 out of 14. He is now 11 out of 15 in the 4 games of the tournament so far. First pitch home is inside Ethan Pittsford, 1-0. They call him Pete, and he got off to a cold start this season, but boy, has he gotten hot in the last month, especially in the tournament. Next one, popped up. It's going to be back behind the plate. It's going to be out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sky is that color right now with just a few cirrus clouds. The ball blends in with it. It's called a high sky. It can be really tough to find the ball. Lush trying to limit the damage here in the first. Here comes his pitch. Curve ball. Grounded through the 5-hole. Picked up by the shortstop. Throw from deep in the hole. He got him on a beautiful play. Bradbury over to Folk. And that'll do it in the first for Daleville. Good inning for the Broncos, though. They get a run, a double, a single. They leave a man in scoring position. We're through an inning complete. Out in Carroll County, it's Daleville 1, Union City nothing on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? When you're working for a mover and shaker with strong ties to our community, Who are they? When you encounter a group of people eager to roll up their sleeves, who are you most likely to work with? Answer: men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Taking the initiative, being a good teammate, sacrificing personal glory for the greater good. These are qualities we expect of our leaders, and they're all being cultivated in the high schools right here in Indiana. Question: so where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer: high school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ball game. We move to the top of the second inning here in Flora. Daleville 1, Union City nothing. Bottom third of the order for the Indians, 7, 8, and 9 against Evan Baker, who worked out of a bases-loaded jam in the first inning. Kyler Purdon to lead off, then Jacob Bradbury and Jacob Curry. Third baseman, Jared Waldemeyer in a couple steps on the grass, and there's a breaking ball for a called strike to Purdon. Baker has a nice little baby slider. Next one, popped up. First base side, foul ground in front of the bag. First baseman says, "I've got it," and Jimmy Bowen fights off the sun to make the grab. Nice play, one away. That'll bring up Jacob Bradbury.
Now coming to the plate, the right fielder, number 6, Dawson Thornburg.
Dawson Thornburg, check it. Grounds one, through the left side, base hit, into left field. Gothrop plays it back in. Man aboard for the Indians. Here in their half of the second.
The catcher, number 8, Jacob Curry.
Curry the batter. For the man at first. That's the 4th hit of the night already for Union City. Let's see if Curry might be bunting. Nope. Curveball in the dirt. Gets by the catcher. Runner headed for second. He'll stop there on a wild pitch by Baker. Runner in scoring position now. Represents the tying run here in the early part of the game. Curry ahead 1-0. Now 2-0, same result. A one-hop breaking ball that gets away from Pittsford and down to third goes Thornburg. Can't have that. Tying run is 90 feet away now, and the last 2 stops have been gift wrapped. Curry ahead 2-0. Baker will stay in the stretch. There's a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 2-1. Thornburg with a pretty good lead down at third. Baker will just look at him and bring it home. Tapper foul over near the Daleville dugout, and it's 2-2. I see Joe Wrench in the crowd tonight. No lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink. No ribs either. Here's the pitch. Hit on a line to center field. Here comes Hales. Got it. Runner had to hold. Hale with a nice play to run it down before it got to the grass. 2 down. The outfield defense for Daleville early in this game has been outstanding. One great play after another to keep the goose egg on the board. Top of the order rolls around with 2 down, and Zach Bradbury is back in there for the second time. He hits it in the air, straight away left. Gothrop starts back. He's under it. He grabs it. That's it. Inning over. For the second inning in a row, the Indians threaten but can't get a run home. No runs, a hit, couple of wild pitches, a runner left, stranded at third, stranded at the drive-in. We're through an inning and a half. It's Daleville 1, Union City nothing on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
The debate about sports specialization by high school athletes continues. Some argue that high school athletes who play one sport all year long have a better chance of landing a lucrative pro contract. But that's simply not true. In fact, 30 of the 32 first-round picks in last year's NFL draft played more than one sport in high school. Of the 32 players drafted, 22 also participated in high school track and field. 19 also played basketball. Some also played baseball and lacrosse. What's the path to success for high school athletes here in Indiana, no matter what their goals might be? Study hard. Always do your best. And if you can, play more than one sport in high school. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We move to the bottom of the second inning in the championship game at the Carroll Regional. Brian Beaver along with you again tonight. Thanks for lending me your ears for a while. Another nice audience tonight. Drop me a line on Twitter. My handle is, as you might imagine, at Delco Preps. Let me know where you're listening. I'd love to know. 7-8-9 for Daleville here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch swinging and fouling it back to the screen is Caden Gothrop. Broncos have been aggressive early in the count tonight. Gothrop, Evan Etchison, Jimmy Bowen in that order for Daleville. Here in the home second. Pitch way outside. In fact, the catcher dived after it and couldn't stop it. That's how far out. To make it 1-1. Caden is getting better every start. Just a ninth grader. Here comes the pitch to him. Softly lined up the middle. It's going to be taken by the shortstop, Bradbury. Fires across just in time. Nice play, one away. It's a good-looking shortstop. He is Mr. Stat Stuffer for his dad's ball club, an outstanding senior. That'll bring in Evan Etchison. He's designated hitting tonight for Evan Baker. A two-hit game this afternoon by E Squared, along with another complete game victory on the mound, and he takes a strike. Evan is 3-0 in the postseason, 9-2 overall all year. Here comes the windup, and the next one to him is up and away, ball and a strike. Gonna have to double check, but I believe he's leading 1A in victories now with 9. He was tied for 5th across the state with 8. Next one is fouled back out of play behind the plate. 421 batting average coming into today for the season for Etchison. He spent a lot of time working on that offensive side of his game in the offseason. Here comes the next pitch from Lush. Hit in the air softly, shallow center field. That could be trouble. Out goes the second baseman, makes a beautiful spinning running catch. Jacob Bradbury says to his other brother, hey, you think you're the only guy here with some glove? I don't think so.
The first baseman, number 4, Jimmy Bowen.
That brings up Jimmy Bowen. 3 straight retired now by Gabe Lush. And Bowen, the left-handed hitter, will try to get something started. He takes a fastball that airmails the catcher, the ump, and hits the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes. Lush looks in for a sign from Curry. Here it comes. Check swing, didn't go. They ask down, he says no, and it's a ball to make it 2-0. This umpiring crew has done a good job today through 3 games. They've had some quirky plays to handle, but they've done it well. Next one on the way. It hits him right between the shoulder blades. Jimmy Bowen, okay. He won't even rub it. He'll go down to first.
Hey, we'll go for team player right now.
Second hit batsman through the first 9 hitters in the game. Waldermeyer and now Bowen take one for the team. And there's a man at first with 2 down, and now the top of the order rolls over for the second time through, and Josh Price is the batter. Price with 2 hits in this afternoon's win, struck out swinging his first time. He fakes a bunt, runner going. Throw down is not going to get him. Stolen base standing up for Jimmy Bowen. Pitch was a ball. Now a ball gets away from the bullpen down here. Check back on the runner. Lush brings it home. Line softly into the grass. Second baseman charging. Firing on the run. He can't get him. Price legs it out for an infield hit. And runners are on the corners with 2 down. Tough chance for the second baseman. Tough chance. Here comes the pitch. Low and inside. It's a ball. Stolen base through into center field. Here comes the man home from third to score. So not quite a double steal as Price swipes second base. And Jimmy Bowen comes home to score. That's a gift run, and it's 2-0 now. Daleville out in front. The throwing error by the catcher into center field allowed Bowen to come home and score. Two and 0 to Stecker. Win the man at second. Fastball called strike. In the Daleville second. Next one home is a fastball low. 3-1. Gothrop and Etchison went in order 1-2 right away to start the inning, but since then a hit batsman and now a fly ball to center field. Playable and caught by Spence. That's it for Daleville in the second inning. Broncos get a run though. They leave a man at second base. Good start for the Broncos tonight. They've scored in each of the first 2 innings. We move to the third here in Carroll County. It's Daleville out in front of Union City, 2-0 on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
There's still a place. There's still a place where performance is enhanced by extra effort, not by performance-enhancing drugs. There's still a place where contracts are between coaches and players. The terms are non-negotiable. There's still a place where an edge is something you gain by working harder than your opponent. There's still a place where sport is pure. That place is the high school in your community. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we believe that while competition can be fierce, it doesn't change the fact that it's only a game. The goal may be to win, but the point is to have fun. And if you want to be reminded of just how great sports can be when they're played the right way, then the place to be is at a high school sporting event in your community. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message made possible by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ballpark. We move to the third inning of the 1A Regional Championship game here at Carroll Flora. Daleville leading Union City 2-0. Evan Baker to work for his third inning here. Leading off for Union City, Nick Wells, and he takes a strike. 2, 3, and 4 in the Indians batting order here in the third. The windup and the deal. Chopper toward third, just foul. Trevor Spence, Jacob Volk due behind Nick Wells, who singled his first time up. Baker into his windup and the delivery. Slap by the mound toward the shortstop. Charging hard. Stecker Fields fires on the run. Can't catch it over at first. Bowen dropped it. Just plain simple dropped it.
Now coming to the plate for the Indians, the center fielder number 4, Trevor Spence.
Well, we talked about this between games, and that is a clean E3, and the mental focus for this team is going to be the deciding factor on how far it can go in this tournament. You cannot drop that kind of throw. If you want to be a state champion, can't happen. Man aboard. Trevor Spence, the batter. Called strike. And trust me again when I say no one in the park feels worse about that than Jimmy Bowen right now, as he holds the runner over at first, Nick Wells. Spence 0 for 1. He flied to right. He takes a breaking ball, just missed it. 1-1. Spence hit a ball to right field that put Josh Price through quite a workout before he made a nice catch out there. Right-handed hitter. Takes the next one in the dirt. Good snuff behind the plate by Pittsford. The count is 2-1. This team has a whole lot of talent, and it's young. Baker ready from the stretch. Runner breaks. This one hit in the air. Right center field. It could be trouble. Price on his horse. He caught it. The runner didn't know it. He's going to get doubled off. Throw all the way back in, and Bowen is going to take it, walk over, step on the bag, and that's a double play. Just that fast. I don't know where Daleville's going. That's 2 down. And again, the mental focus of baseball. You got to know time and place. Ask J.R. Smith about that. Nice double play, though.
Yeah. No way he's going to get that. Yeah.
The runner Wells never did find it. Double play. 2 away. And that brings up Jacob Volk. It is so important to keep your head in the game. Volk 1 out of 1. Had a single his first time. He takes a strike low and in. He thought it was too low. It was not. One pitch. Hammered foul down the right field line on the ground into the bullpen. Baker ahead of Volk 1-2. Baker has worked out of trouble. In the first 2 frames, here comes his next pitch. Popped up. Down the left field line, long run. No one is going to get there. Gothrop, Watermeyer, Stecker all gave chase, but it was in no man's land in foul ground. They'll do it again. But they all hustled, and that's a good thing. Still 1-2. 2-0 contest here in the top of the third. Broncos have scored single runs in each of their first 2 trips to the plate. Here comes Baker's pitch. Chopper up the first baseline. Jimmy Bowen, easy work for him. He'll take it on his own, 3 unassisted. And that does it here for Union City in their half of the third inning. No runs, no hits, an error. Nobody left on base thanks to the double play. For the 3rd inning in a row, Evan Baker hangs a donut. And after 2.5 in Carroll, Daleville 2, Union City nothing on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. You stay right there.
Let's talk about the X's and O's of family entertainment. Every parent in Indiana knows the importance of being able to draw up an activity that'll get you out of the house for a couple of hours. But it needs to be affordable. It needs to be family friendly. Above all, it needs to be fun. Now, let's talk about high school sports. Bang for your buck, school sports provide the perfect game plan for your family. You'll enjoy all of the drama and excitement competitive sports offer. You'll be supporting the future leaders of our community in a meaningful way. Best of all, you can take the entire family without breaking the bank. Heck, you won't even dent it. Now, enough chalk talk. Let's get out there and see what's playing at the high school in your community. School sports. Good for our kids, good for our community. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's Daleville out in front of Union City, 2-0 as we move to the bottom of the third inning here in Flora. Daleville due to send Hale, Smith, and Waldermeyer to the plate. Meet time, 3, 4, and 5 in the Broncos batting order. The Bronx with a CS, the Bronx Bombers, leading 2-0, but looking for a big inning. First pitch home to Hale is high and away, ball 1. Hale doubled in the first, came home to score on a Pete Smith single. Wind up in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Chased the gas upstairs. 1-1.
Go, Ryan.
Broncos have 2 runs on 3 hits. Here comes the pitch. Hale takes low. Now he's ahead 2-1. Jimmy Bowen has the other run scored today in the championship game for Daleville. Here's the pitch on the way. Hit in the air toward deep left field. That could be trouble. It's going to be a home run. Ryan Hale dials 9 for long distance, and Daleville takes a 3-0 lead. That ball was squeezed. 2-1 pitch. Banks aren't open today, but he made a deposit beyond the left field fence. 3-0 on the scoreboard. I believe that's 32 or 33 RBIs on the season for Hale. Time called now for a conference on the mound by Union City. Let's see if they decide to make a change. We're in the third inning. Broncos have scored single runs in each of the first 3 frames and a leadoff home run by Hale to start the third. Boy, not a better way to lead off an inning than to hit one out of the park. And we are going to have a pitching change. We'll take a quick break. Back to tell you more about it after this on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school is the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Indiana develop the discipline and confidence that they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's a third inning pitching change for Union City. Following the home run by Ryan Hale, Daleville has chased the starter after just 6 outs in the game, and that brings on left-hander Jacob Falk, who will come in to relieve now from his first base position. So a tough night, a tough start for Union City as they trail Daleville 3-0. Peyton Smith will be the next Daleville batter. Single run in the first, the second, and the third for the Broncos. Ryan Hale scored one in the first on a single and an RBI by Peyton Smith. It was Jimmy Bowen who got hit by a pitch, came around to score on an errant throw down to third base in the second inning. And then just a moment ago, Ryan Hale, who yanked one out of the park straight away left field. Second home run of the day for the Broncos. Peyton Smith had one in this afternoon semifinal win. So Smith in there now for the first time. He'll take a look out at Jacob Folk. Here comes the windup and the pitch. Fastball high and away, ball one. Smith has been red hot since the state tournament began. And in fact, he's been pretty hot for about a month. He takes one in the dirt. He's ahead 2-0. Next one on the way. Takes a fastball outside, and it's 3-0. And normally you wouldn't let anybody swing on 3-0, but I think you might clear the decks here for him. The windup and the delivery. He takes a strike. You got to believe he's hitting now on 3-1. First time up, Smith had that single. He's hitting .733 in the state tournament so far. Strike at the knees. Full count. The Daleville fans thought it was low. Smith was ahead 3-0. It's now 3-2. Here comes the pitch to him. He takes, and that's ball four. Smith with a walk. That brings up Jared Waltermeyer. Waltermeyer got one in the back. His first tie actually just grazed his leg. Got hit by a pitch. Lead at first for Smith is a pretty good sized one. He stays put. First pitch to him is a fastball, a bullet for a strike. Folk has a pretty good arm. Tall, lanky left-hander. Second pitcher of the night for Union City. Next one is upstairs. Waltermeyer even now at 1-1. Pete Smith is not necessarily a huge threat to steal a base. Here comes the pitch. One hops Curry, and he makes a nice stop to keep Smith at first base. Tough little catcher. Reminds me of a guy I know from Concord High School and Ball State fame, Ralph Hartnagel, who I think is in Brownsburg now, was a terrific player. Not very big, but boy, could he play. Here's a jump throw, fake to first anyway. Someone yelled block. No, once he steps off, he's an infielder. Nice try. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Hale homered to start the inning. Smith walked. 2-2 now to Waltermeyer. Here comes the pitch. It's in the dirt. Another good stop by Curry, and the count runs full.
Hey, ball four base in here, 1-2. Let's go, kid. Come on out.
Waltermeyer trying to move. Peyton Smith, the runner, down at first base. We're in the third inning, 3-0 Daleville. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball. Left side. Third baseman cuts in front of the shortstop, goes down to second for one. The relay to first, nowhere near in time. So a 5-4 force play down at second base for the first out of the inning. That was a nice job by Wells, going to his left with good range. They got the lead man, and with one away, Waltermeyer is safe on the fielder's choice, and Ethan Pittsford is the batter. 0 for 1 in the game tonight, grounded to short. Fantastic night for a championship game. First pitch home is high, ball one. Pittsford trying to pick him up. Here's the delivery. Swings through a pitch. Couldn't get it. 1-1. Daleville trying to punch its ticket to the Final Four for the second time in 3 years. Pitch on the way. Just low with an off-speed pitch. And Folk now behind, 2-1. Of course, 2 years ago, Daleville built on a regional title here and went all the way to win the state championship. Next pitch. called strike, a beauty. 2-2. In fact, I saw Brandon Vermillion in the stands before the game. He's in the park tonight, sitting next to Mark Etchison in the top row of the bleachers. Mental Attitude Award winner 2 years ago. Next one, lofted toward left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Kyler Purdon. That'll move Walter Meyer 90 feet to second base. Second hit of the inning, fourth hit of the night for Daleville. 2 men on for Caden Gothrop. Terry Turner gives him a few words of instruction. Courtesy runner for Pittsford down at first base is Blaine Tighe here in the third. First and second, 1 out. Gothrop, nothing out of 1. He grounded to short. Here comes the pitch to it. Takes way upstairs, ball 1. Big blow in this game was the third inning leadoff home run by Ryan Hale. Broncos looking for more here in the third. Pitch on the way. Gothrop thought about it, held up. It's a ball, and he's 2-0 now in front of the pitcher, Jacob Folk. Left-handed hitting Caden Gothrop, the Daleville left fielder. He looks at a ball down, and he's now ahead 3-0. Frustrating for the pitcher. You come in the game, now you're 3-0 on the 7-hole hitter. Not what he wanted. Here comes the pitch. Gothrop squares. It's not good enough, ball 4. And that'll load the bases. Waltermeyer moves down to third. Tighe down to second. That brings up E squared. Evan Etchison, who could really push his team closer to a championship, dare I say, if he could hit a grand slam here. He does have home run power. Evan is the DH tonight. Here comes the pitch to him. He takes up and away, ball 1. Nowhere to put Etchison. You got to squeeze an out of this somewhere if you're Union City. Their infield will come in tight on all 4 spots. Their shortstop is on the grass. Now from the windup, here comes Folk's delivery. Etchison lays off high heat, and it's 2-0. This is dangerous territory for Jacob Folk here in the third inning. One swing could turn a 3-run gap into a 7-run gap. Here comes the pitch to Etchison. Again, he takes upstairs, and it's 3-0. Waltermeyer at third, Tighe at second, Gothrop at first. We're in the bottom of the third. Broncos have a 3-0 lead here in the championship game. Union City just looking to get an out anywhere. There's ball 4 in the dirt. That'll force home a run to make it 4-0. Waltermeyer comes home to score. Everyone else moves up 90. That's a walk and an RBI for Evan Etchison. And time called and another visit to the mound for Union City here. Tough deal. We're going to have another pitching change. We'll take another break. Back to tell you more about it momentarily on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Indiana develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life. even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Another pitching change for Union City as we have a break in the action here in the third again. Union City will bring on its third pitcher of the night. It'll be Nick Wells, who opened the evening at third base. Jacob Bradbury is going to come over and play third base now. So a wholesale list of changes as Bill Bradbury just tries to stop the bleeding here in the Daleville third. 2 runs have come home already. The bases are still loaded. Only one away. And Jimmy Bowen, the number 9 in the order hitter, with a chance to do some major damage here against Nick Wells. A right-hander. He'll go from the windup with the sacks loaded. First pitch is slapped back out of play here on the third base side. Bowen was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the second inning. Tige is the runner at third with Gothrop at second and Etchison behind him. Ground ball back to the mound. He'll bring it home. They got one. They'll take it to first. High throw. He couldn't get him. So just a force play. They got the lead man at home on a 1-2 put out. That's the second out. Everyone else advances on the fielder's choice. That rolls over the top of the order. And Josh Price is the batter with the bags loaded and 2 down. They'll wind up the pitch. 2 low. Nice stop again by Curry. Runners have to freeze. 1-0. 8th batter of the Daleville third inning here. Price with a strikeout swing and a single. 1 out of 2 and a couple of sparkling plays defensively. Lifts this one in the air. Deep left center field. It's going to be playable, though, and the left fielder has it. Kyler Purdon puts the clamps on it for the final out of the inning. Not before the Broncos do some major damage, though. They get 2 runs. They leave 3 on base. They would like to have gotten more, but they'll take the 2 they got. We're through 3 complete now in the championship game at Carroll Flora. It's Daleville 4, Union City nothing on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. We'll be right back.
Have you noticed? Sports today are different. Today's athletes are bigger and stronger. They run faster, jump higher, and hit harder than ever before. But there is one thing that hasn't changed about sports, and that's the importance of practicing sportsmanship. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we like to remind you that winning isn't everything. The way you play matters, and a true champion plays the game with respect. For the opponent, for the coaches, and for the officials. True champions practice sportsmanship with the same degree of intensity that they play the games themselves. Sports may evolve, athletes may change, but the mark of a true champion will always be the same. Play like a champion. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
We move to the 4th inning here in Flora, the 1A Regional Championship game, and it's all Daleville so far. The Broncos lead Union City 4-0 as the Indians come to the plate here in the 4th. Evan Baker stays in the game. He has gone the distance so far for Daleville. And he starts this inning with a fastball away, ball 1 to Cam Luster. Cam Luster, Gabe Lush, and Kyler Purdon due up here in the visitors' 4th on a beautiful, sunny, late spring, early summer night. Hard hit ball on the ground through Bowen at first base. It'll go into right field. Probably should have made the play. Might have had a visibility issue down there. We'll see what they do with it. I'm going to score it a single. That was a tough chance with the angle of the sun right now. So the leadoff man is aboard for the Indians, and they need a rally in the worst way with Gabe Lush up there. Oh for 1. Lined into a fantastic play by Josh Price in right field, and this one hits him in the back of the left leg. And the first 2 men are aboard for Union City here in the 4th inning. Don't put them to bed just yet. Visit to the mound now by Terry Turner. He had a man warming in the bullpen earlier. We'll see if they make a change. They're going to make a change. He says, give me the ball. You hear the hand for Evan Baker. He's going to leave the game here in the 4th inning. We'll bring you up to date on the pitching change right after this on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
Have you noticed? Sports today are different. Today's athletes are bigger and stronger. They run faster, jump higher, and hit harder than ever before. But there is one thing that hasn't changed about sports, and that's the importance of practicing sportsmanship. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we like to remind you that winning isn't everything. The way you play matters, and a true champion plays the game with respect. For the opponent, for the coaches, and for the officials. True champions practice sportsmanship with the same degree of intensity that they play the games themselves. Sports may evolve, athletes may change, but the mark of a true champion will always be the same. Play like a champion. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Daleville has made a pitching change here in the 4th inning. After the first 2 men of the inning reach, Terry Turner says, give me the ball, and he brings on Caden Gothrop. Freshman left-hander will go to the mound. Evan Etchison will come into the game defensively and play first base. Jimmy Bowen is going to go out into left field as Gothrop comes in from left to go to the mound. So 3+ for Evan Baker. 3+ scoreless so far, but he's responsible for both of the runners. Should they score, they'll be charged to him. Kyler Purdon is due up for the Indians as they trail here in the 4th by a 4-0 count. Gothrop, from my memory, 6 wins on the year, if memory serves me correctly. He's had a fine freshman campaign. So he'll take over now with men at first and second and nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. His team ahead by 4. Let's see what he does with it. Purdon will stand in there and look at him for the first time, right-handed hitter, and he takes a strike. Southpaw pitcher, right-handed hitter. Purdon, nothing out of 1. He popped to first base. Back in inning number 2. Chance to try to get his team back in this game. Here comes the pitch to him. Chopper out in front of the mound. Gothrop down. He'll play it to first. They got him by a step. Nice play, 1 down. That'll move Luster and Lush up 90 feet on the fielder's choice. So men are at second and third now with 1 away for the number 8 hitter in the order. That's Jacob Bradbury. Fouls 1 back behind the dugout, first base side.
Okay.
Still working on a shutout are the Broncos. Four 4-0 contest. Gothrop ready with the next pitch. Leaves it high. 1-1 the count. Then it's second and third. And if you're Daleville, you really will trade it out for a run. Here's a line drive toward the right field line. It's going to be foul. Down near the bullpen.
Here we go, bud.
Daleville got a run in the first, a run in the second, 2 in the third to lead this one 4-zip. The Indians trying to claw their way back into contention here. Gothrop on in relief of Evan Baker. Checks the runner, brings it home. Curveball outside, got away from Pittsford. Here comes a man trying to score. Throw home. They can't get him. He got in under the tag. The throw was there in time, but they can't get him. And Union City is on the board. That's a wild pitch. Luster comes home to score. Back end runner Lush also advances to third. And the count now 2-2 to Bradbury. Pittsford did a great job hustling and made a throw to the plate, but Gothrop could not get the tag on the runner in time. So now a 4-1 game. Still just with one out. A fly ball could get you another run. Gothrop continues to go from the stretch. Swing and a miss. Blasted it right by him, and that's the out number 2 they needed.
Now coming to the plate for the Indians, number 8, Jacob Curry.
First K of the night for Gothrop, and with a man at 3rd and 2 away, Jacob Curry is the batter. 0 for 1. Line to Ryan Hale on a diving catch in shallow center. Gothrop has his sign, brings it home. It's a fastball and a beauty for a strike. I really like Caden's mechanics. He's very sound as a pitcher. Knows what he's doing. 0-1 the count. Gothrop again ready with it. Brings it home. Ground ball toward the 5-hole. Fielded in the hole. Long throw across is a nice play and an out. As Stecker guns him down on a tough play in the deep hole. You hear the fans here on the Daleville side loving that one. Indians managed to get on the board, though. They score a run without the benefit of a hit, and they leave a man at third base. We're through 3.5 innings here in Flora. Now, Daleville 4, Union City 1 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
From Jamestown to Jonesville, from North Salem to South Milford, from River Forest to Grass Creek. No matter where you live in Indiana, you can enjoy high school sports coverage at its very best on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. It's 35 powerhouse radio stations, Fox Sports Indiana, and the World Wide Web, combining their vast resources to blanket the state, the Midwest, and the world with the purest, most riveting presentation of high school sports in America. From Anderson to Attica, Kendallville to Kokomo, follow the high school sports that make our state great all season long. Thank you, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and welcome home.
Ball game moves to the bottom of the 4th inning. We're halfway through this one as Daleville continues to lead. They're out in front of Union City, 4-1 now. 2, 3, and 4 for the Broncos here in their half of the 4th. Max Stecker to lead things off after making that nice play in the hole. He swings at the first ball, skies it down the left field line. It's going to be out of play. Stay away from my car. He'd have to hit it about 400 feet to get to my car, but you never know. 0-1 to Stecker, who is 0 for 2 in the game. His first look at Nick Wells. Tapper foul, and it's 0-2. Wells is the 3rd pitcher of the night for Union City. Indians have had a nice year at 15-7 with a tie to go along with it. They trail by 3. Broncos trying to make it more. Here's the ball. Sky to left center field. Shortstop out. Center fielder in. No one could get it. It's down for a bloop hit to lead off here in the 4th for Stecker. Daleville has 6 hits in the game now unofficially, and that brings in Ryan Hale. And you know what he did the last time if you were listening to this game. If you weren't, he blasted a solo homer. Big, strong kid. See if he can get another one here. Runner going. Pitch in the dirt. Goes all the way to the backstop, and they're going to send him toward third. Here he comes. He's going to make it without a play. So a 2-base wild pitch. Stecker with good hustle. All the way to third. Wow. Don't see those every day. So now a great chance for Hale to pick up a cheap RBI with nothing more than a sac fly. Broncos already lead 4-1. They smell more. Swinging a foul tip back to the screen. That was a nice cut by Hale. Ryan has a double and a home run. He had 2 doubles earlier today, so he has 4 hits today and 10 total bases. Yeah, pretty good day. Wild pitch going back to the screen. Stecker's going to trot home and score easily. It's 5-1. Daleville. Cheap runs count just like the good ones. Now with the bags empty, Wells working on Hale. Winds and fires. Hard hit ball in the air. Left field. This one's over the head of the left fielder. It'll go all the way to the fence. Hale around first. Headed for second. He's got a double. What a day for Ryan Hale. 4 doubles and a home run. Think that's a Mr. Gaudy on Twitter? You better believe it. Double, 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 homer, double. In that order today for Hale. He's having a monster day. That brings in Peyton Smith, and all he did in the earlier game today is yank one out of the park. Here's the pitch to him. He takes low and in ball 1. In this game, a single with an RBI and a walk. 1 out of 1 for Pete. 733 through 4 games of the state tournament. Wow. Set at the belt. Now the pitch home from Wells. It's outside for a ball. 2-1. Someone on the Daleville side asked me to say this, so I'll give it to you now. Big whoop, whatever that means. I'm going to get in on the secret here eventually. Smith ready. Spin, fake to second base. Hale back, no problem. Smith ahead on the count. See what he does here. Pitch comes home. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get the fastball. Two and one. Wells from the stretch. Works a breaking ball. Nice stop. Pitch in the dirt. Curry ate it up. Now Smith is ahead 3-1, and you better believe he's going to be looking for a certain pitch in a certain spot. He's a smart hitter. Good kid. Pitch in the dirt, ball 4. 2 men aboard for the Broncos. Nobody out here in the 4th. Jared Waltermeyer will stroll up to the dish. With men at first and second, it's a 5-1 game. He can break it wide open with a gapper. Hale at second, Smith at first. Waltermeyer ready. Here it comes to him. It's low and away, ball 1. Chance for 2 Delaware County teams to make the Final Four this year. Daleville with a shot in 1A. Yorktown with a good shot in 3A. Here comes the pitch. Tapper. out in front of the plate must have hit him for a dead ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Waldermeyer got hit by a pitch in the first, was stranded, reached on a fielder's choice, and came around to score a run in the third. Looking for some RBIs. Strong right-handed hitter. Second on the team in RBIs for the season, and he takes low and in. 2 balls and a strike. Wells just trying to stop the bleeding for Union City and keep them in this game. Here comes the pitch. Waldermeyer rips one through the 5-hole, base hit. Hale will round. He's got the green light. He's heading home. Here comes the throw. It's not going to get him. Throw down to third, and Smith is safe as well. It's a 6-1 Daleville lead. Waldermeyer got it through for the single and the ribeye. Good hustle by Smith to get over to third. And Hale has scored his 3rd run of the night. If there's a player of the game award anywhere, it ought to go to Ryan Hale. That brings up Ethan Pittsford. Men on the corners. Still nobody out. There's a strike to Pittsford. This is the inning we've been anticipating. If you can get a big inning here and set yourself up for a 10-run rule game, it would really help your pitching staff. Next one home is outside. The fastball missed, and it's 1-1. And with 2 men on and no one out yet here in the 4th, it's a chance to have that big inning if you can get a couple key hits here in the waning moments. Tapper back toward the mound, first baseline. It's going to be a foul ball. It was closer to the line than I thought. I'll apologize for that. We are calling the game sideways. Really difficult to do. 1-2 is the count.
All right, Ethan.
I am a good 120, 130 feet from home plate on the side. Runners on the corners. Here's the next one. Skied foul. Back out of play. Baseball is a tough enough game to call well, let alone when you're looking at it sideways. So I beg your indulgence. Smith at third. Waldermeyer at first. Pitch comes home. It's in the dirt. Smothered again by Curry, who's done a great job back there tonight. 2-2 the count. Broncos can smell blood in the water, looking for their 20th win of the year. Pitch is low and away, and now the count runs full. We'll see if they start the runner from first. They probably will not, with nobody out here. Runners on the corners. We're in the 4th inning. Here comes the pitch. They do start the runner at first. Pitch is popped up over here near third base. It's going to drop foul. Third baseman couldn't catch it cleanly, and it'll just be a loud strike, and we'll do it again. Daleville picks up a gift there. Bradbury couldn't make the play. And Waldermeyer will get another swing. Fantastic night for a championship game. Runner again moving at first. Strikeout. Called third. Runner is safe at second base as Waldermeyer goes down without even drawing a throw.
Now coming to the plate for the Broncos.
That's the first out here in the 4th for Daleville. That brings up Caden Gothrop. That's only the 2nd strikeout of the night by Daleville batters. Gothrop is early on his swing and a miss as he looks out at Nick Wells for the first time. Gothrop with a chance for a couple of RBIs here. Here's the pitch to him. Pops it back out of play. Catcher gives chase. It's going to be a few feet beyond the fence. And I always like to say when I see that, here's a kid whose team is way behind. It's hot. He has played all day, and he hustles after a pop-up like that when he could have just turned around and looked at it and said, meh, it's out of the park. He ran all the way hard to the screen. Good for him. Here's the pitch. Popped up on the infield near third base. It's going to be caught this time down here by Bradbury for the second out. And I chuckle because Peyton Smith, the runner at third, kind of toyed with him and stood off the bag for a second, but no big deal. Evan Etchison, the batter, with runners at second and third and 2 down. And you don't want to waste this opportunity. You've gotten 2 in this inning, but you should have gotten more. And right now, Etchison trying to do that with men at second and third. Pitch on the way. Checks his swing. Did he go? They appealed down. Yes, he did. Strike 1. If you could get a base hit here and pick up 2 more, you'd really squeeze the orange. In the bottom of the 4th inning, Broncos have scored in every inning tonight. Wells ready. Stretch from the belt. This one popped back out of play. Another nice crowd tonight. The kids from Union City, the seniors, really deserve some praise. They came over today, played a game, went home to go to graduation, and came back to play again tonight. They've had a long day. They'll remember this one for a long time for a lot of reasons. Here's a ball hit in the air towards center field. He's coming on, and he's got it out there. Trevor Spence robs Etchison of a 2-out hit. And that does it for Daleville here and there, half of the 4th inning, but they have another good frame. 2 runs, 1, 2, 3 hits. And they leave 2 men in scoring position. They've left 7 men in the game. We go to the 5th inning. It's Daleville 6, Union City 1 on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
Have you heard? Winning isn't everything. Championships are great, but there's more to sports than separating the world into winners and losers. The way we play matters too. The choice is simple. You can choose gamesmanship, or you can choose sportsmanship. Gamesmanship is another way of saying whatever it takes. You know the types. They taunt their opponents. Throw the occasional elbow for good measure. Whatever it takes to gain the upper hand. Sportsmanship relies less on underhanded tactics and more on things like strategy, skill, and smarts. It's less about stooping to trickery and more about rising to the occasion. Gamesmanship or sportsmanship? Both can lead to victory, but only one represents the true measure of a champion. Play like a champion. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Fifth inning action here at the championship game in 1A regional action. Carroll Flora High School. Zach Bradbury, the leadoff man in the order, will lead off here in the 5th inning for Union City as they trail Daleville 6-1. Gothrop starts him with a strike. Zach's a good-looking ball player. 2 flyouts to left field in an 0-for-2 night so far. Gothrop wheels and deals. Ground ball. Hard toward short. Stecker gobbles it. Fires high. Etchison with the catch. Did he come down and make the tag? First base umpire asks for help. Says, I think he did, and he is out on a great play on the back end by Etchison. Stecker's throw was high. Etchison had to go up and kind of awkwardly snag it out of the air and try to slap the tag on Bradbury going by, and he got it done. That was no ordinary 6-3 in the scorebook. Give it a star. And Daleville another step closer to a title. That brings in Nick Wells. Wells is 1 out of 2 He takes low and in ball one. Tonight, Wells has a single, reached on an error. He's been on both times, been stranded once and rubbed out, was doubled off first base on that hit and run that fell apart earlier in the game for a double play. He was halfway to third by the time he realized he was dead. Called strike, 1-1. We've had about half a dozen double plays in 3 games today. We got action in the bullpen across the way for Union City. Gothrop's pitch is in the dirt for a ball. 2-1 the count. I'll give you a look on the man in the bullpen when I get a chance. He's a right-hander, whoever he is. Here comes the line in the deal. Gothrop throws it under the feet of Wells. He skips out of the way. He's ahead on the count, 3-1. Gothrop has his sign from Pittsford. He's into his motion. Here comes the pitch. It's on the knees. A fastball for a strike to make the count 3-2. I'm told between innings that the big whoop got big props on the internet. Social media sensation. Here comes the 3-2 delivery. Grounded sharply towards short. Stecker charges, fields, fires. That's much better. Got him despite a headfirst dive by Wells, and that's two away here in the 5th. That's how you do it. 3 straight 6-3 plays for Daleville. 1 to end the 4th, 2 to start the 5th. And that brings up Trevor Spence. Twin flyouts to right field for him tonight. The lights are now just beginning to take a little bit of an effect as the sun starts to set. And the first one to him is low and in ball 1. Going to be a beautiful sunset. 6-1 game here in the 5th inning. Union City is down to its final 7 outs. They got to do something about it fast. Gothrop into his windup. Ground ball sharply just foul down the third baseline. We are in prime get nailed territory. We are outside. We're beyond the third base stands. I'm just beyond the farthest part of the defensive cutout of the dirt where a shortstop would go deep with a 4-foot fence. Slow roller towards Sharp. Stecker fields, fires. He got him on another great pick at first on a throw in the grass by Etchison. Evan Etchison putting on a show down there at first base. And for the 4th time in a row, Daleville puts up a 6-3. Another star on that play. And another bagel on the board for Union City. They go up and down in order in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the last of the 5th inning in the championship game. Daleville in the driver's seat. The Broncos lead Union City 6-1. On Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
Hey, honey, is this your course schedule for the fall?
Yep.
Let me see here. English, good. Chemistry, trigonometry, excellent. World history, I love world history. Baseball? Wait, baseball? Baseball isn't a course, honey.
Well, sure it is, Mom. High school sports are about so much more than winning and losing. They teach lessons that can't be taught in a classroom, like accountability and self-discipline, the value of teamwork. I may not be earning a grade, but I'm learning how to compete later in life. Isn't that what getting a good education is all about?
Yes, of course it is. I was just testing you.
What can teenagers here in Indiana learn from participating in high school sports? Plenty, as it turns out. That's why they're called education-based athletics.
High school sports. There's so much more than just a game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's Daleville out in front of Union City, 6-1 as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Carroll High School in Flora. Daleville will have 9-1-2 due up in their batting order. That means Jimmy Bowen will lead things off here in the 5th. They can get 5 more runs here, they'll end the game. Here comes the pitch. He takes a strike. Nice bullet from Nick Wells. Jimmy Bowen hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 2nd. Reached on a fielder's choice, was left on base in the 3rd, and he takes a ball to make it 1-1. Always get a kick out of the little guys, the fans here, the elementary school age kids. Here's the pitch home. A ball again to make it 2-1. Josh Price in the on-deck circle. Here's a slapper out of play. Third base side.
Come on, Jimmy.
Max Stecker in the hole for the Broncos as they close in on what looks like is going to be a regional title. Chopper by the mound, right side. First baseman Fields fires to the pitcher covering, and a nice play. Well done. 1 away. That rolls the order over. The leadoff man in the batting order, Josh Price, will bat for the 4th time tonight. Strikeout, single, flyout. 1 out of 3 night for Josh. Here comes the pitch to him. He takes low and away, ball 1. Josh had a 2-hit game in the semifinal win. Here comes the next one to him. It's behind him. And he just kind of looks out at him like, okay. And then gives the shh sign to the crowd in the dugout. 2-0. Pitch on the way. This one hits him. And he gives the shh sign to his dugout again and goes down to first base.
Come on now,
The Union City pitchers have hit several Daleville batters tonight, 3 or 4 now. That brings up Max Stecker. That's the 3rd hit by pitch. Runner going to second. He steals it easily. Price answers the hit by pitch by swiping second base. And Stecker with a chance at an RBI. 1-0 the count. Broncos can put up a big inning, a 5-spot. They could end the game on the 10-run rule. Throw back behind, Price to second base. He's back, no problem. Broncos have scored in every inning, 1-1-2-2 so far. Stecker ready. Here comes the pitch to him. It's high and away. 2-0 to him. Max has a hit in 3 trips, scored a run in the 4th. Looking for a chance to get a run home with a man at second base here. And he gets spun on an inside pitch. 3-0. You got the heart of your order coming up. So if Stecker can reach, you got a chance at that big crooked number and a chance to leave town early. Stecker shortens, fakes a bunt, takes a called strike. 3-1. That was redundant. Of course, he took a called strike. He can't do anything else. Wells set at the belt, looks at the runner, looks home, brings it home. Spins him again, this time an inside corner strike. Didn't like the call. Count runs full. Josh Price is the runner at second base. We've got an out here in the Daleville 5th as they bat and lead 6-1. Here comes the pitch. Stecker lofts one down the left field line. It's going to be a fair ball. Runner is headed home. Price is going to score. Stecker will pull into second base with an RBI stand-up double. It's 7-1 Daleville. Nice piece of hitting by Stecker.
Now coming to the plate for the Broncos, number 5, Ryan Hale.
Go, Ryan.
So the Broncos continue their streak. They've scored in every inning. That brings in Ryan Hale. As I said earlier, all he's done today is double, homer, double, homer, double. 3 doubles, a homer, and then a double. He's had a monster day. Runner breaks. Ball is in the dirt for a ball and a stolen base for Max Stecker. Swipes third. Pitch home to Hale was a ball in the dirt. It's been such a long day. I'm going to wear this lead out in one day. Next pitch home is again a ball, too low. 2 balls, no strikes to Ryan Hale, and that's dangerous territory. Stecker at third, still only 1 away. A fly ball would get you a run. Hale takes downstairs. 3-0. Beautiful night. If you could bottle this and pull it out of the drawer in the middle of February, boy, would you. The windup and the pitch to Hale. He takes down ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Hale. Probably your intentional walk there as they pitched around him. Men on the corners, 1 out, and another trip to the mound for Bill Bradbury and Union City. We'll see if they make yet another pitching change. I think they might. They're going to have a conversation on the mound. He hasn't taken the ball yet. The entire infield up there with him. If you're just getting on board, Daleville has struck in every inning. They scored 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 more in the fourth. They've scored a run already here in the 5th to lead 7-1. The only run of the night by Union City came in the 4th inning, and now the umpire from home plate will walk out to the mound and say, time's up. So they're going to leave Wells on the mound, apparently. Or are they? Yep, he's going to stay up there. That'll bring up Peyton Smith. 2 men on. They're on the corners with 1 out. Smith walked his last time. He's walked his last 2 times. He's 1 for 1 tonight with an RBI. He squares and shortens. Runner from first breaks. They'll throw down and run the cutoff play where the shortstop sneaks in, and nothing doing there. So Hale steals second. Both men are in scoring position now. And Smith is out in front. A ball and no strikes. Pete's been red hot. Here's the pitch to him. Rips one to left center field. It's deep. That's going to be trouble. It's in the gap. It's going to be down. Extra bases. 2 men are going to come in to score. Peyton Smith with a 2-run double to make it 9-1 Daleville.
Now coming to the plate for the Broncos.
Stecker comes home to score. Hale comes home to score. And we're not far from the 10-run rule now. And you got to believe in the Daleville dugout. That's what they're thinking. That brings in Jared Waltermeyer, and he takes a ball down.
Let's go.
Smith with his 2nd hit of the game, his 3rd RBI. 2 more runs, and Daleville will shut this one down. We're in the 5th inning. 9-1 Broncos. The potential 10th run at second, the potential 11th at the plate. Fastball, 1 hops. Curry, the catcher, he does a nice job being a wall. The count is 2-0. Now just starting to get dark. The lights are starting to take effect. Wells has work to do as the Broncos continue to bash the scoreboard. There's a strike to Waltermeyer.
No problem.
I think they've opened some big whoop tonight. to tell you the truth, in a 9-1 game. Wells set at the belt, checks the runner at second, brings it home, popped up, out of play behind home plate. Wells is the third pitcher of the night for the Indians. He'll bring another one home. This one hit into center field, base hit. Here comes the runner. They're going to send him home. He's going to score without a play. It's 10-1 Daleville. Smith comes around to score. And the Broncos are within a run of ending this game early. Single RBI by Walter Meyer. We'll have a courtesy runner down at first, and I believe that's going to be JT Nelson.
Pitch ready for Daleville, number 1, JT Nelson.
So Nelson gets to run, and he would be Mr. 10-run rule down there in a 10-1 game. And I think we're going to have another pitching change, and we are. Or are we? No, we're just going to have a defensive substitution. Keaton Collins will go in and play third base here in the 5th inning. That's a classy move by your coach to get you in the game. It's 10-1 in the 5th. Still only one out for Daleville. Throw to first. Nelson back standing. So Ethan Pittsford has a chance to end this game here. Pitch to him. Too high, ball 1. Pittsford, a ground out, a single, a strikeout looking. He fakes bunt. He takes. It's high and away, 2-0. If the runner at first, JT Nelson, scores, this game will be over by 10-run rule here in the 5th. Pitch comes home. It's popped back out of play.
All right, Ethan.
Daleville has tallied in every frame. They've scored 4 times here in the 5th. They needed a 5 spot to 10-run rule the opponent. They're on the doorstep right now. Can Pittsford get it done? Maybe in dramatic style. We'll see. Here's the pitch to him. Runner breaks. Ground ball by the third baseman through the 5-hole. It's going to sneak into shallow left, but the runner holds at second base on a single by Pittsford. That just got through. That moves Nelson down to second base.
All right, Grant.
Another hit for the Bronx Bombers, and now courtesy running at first base, Blaine Tighe.
Courtesy running for Daleville, number 11, Blaine Tighe.
This inning began harmlessly enough with a 3-1 putout, but since then, hit by pitch, double, walk, double, single, single. That brings up Grant Bowles pinch hitting here in the 5th. He takes one in the dirt, ball 1. Bowles with a chance to finish things off. Men at first and second, only one away. Here comes the pitch to him. It's in the dirt. Great stop again by Curry. Jacob Curry has done a fantastic job back there behind the plate tonight for Union City. Grant Bowles is ahead in the count. 2-0. JT Nelson, the most important man in the park right now. He represents the run that could end the game at second. Pitch too low. Good eye by Bowles to make it 3-0. Not sure why time has been called. Maybe they're out of baseballs. The ump came over, said something to the Daleville dugout. Now we're all set to go again. Maybe he's just hearing chirping that he doesn't want to hear. 3-0 the count to Bowles. Here in the 5th. Pitch on the way. takes a strike. Daleville 10, Union City 1. JT Nelson at second, Blaine Tighe at first for the Broncos. Here comes the pitch. Takes a strike, and the count is full. Daleville fans want to get out of here and head home. There's the pitch, too high, and that's ball 4. That will load the bases. And now you come down to the nitty-gritty because there's nowhere to put the next man, and if he walks, for example, this game will be over. Evan Etchison is the batter who is scheduled to hit, and another trip to the mound for Bill Bradbury, who is wearing out a path between the first base dugout and the pitcher's mound tonight. I think this might just be a conversation of sorts. If you're just getting in the water here, Daleville is out in front 10-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. One more run will end the game by the 10-run rule.
Come on, Evan.
Broncos have had a fantastic day. They held on to win earlier 6-3, knocking Rossville out of the state tournament. Rossville's a good team. Daleville was just better today. A little bit of a rivalry starting to develop between Rossville and Daleville. They see each other in the state tournament seemingly every year. We're all set to go. Nick Wells will stay on the mound for Union City. Evan Etchison hitting with the bags loaded and one away. Just a sac fly would get a run home. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Broncos have batted around here in the 5th inning. This is the 9th batter of the frame. Etchison trying to end it right here. The windup and the pitch. In the air. On the infield. Infield fly rule in effect. The second baseman caught it anyway, and that's 2 down. So that leaves it up to Jimmy Bowen.
Number 4, Jimmy Bowen.
10th batter of the inning. And boy, would it stink to get to 9 runs and not get the 10th one and have to play another inning. It could happen. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt. Good stop by Curry. That one took a bite out of him. Jimmy Bowen opened this inning with a 3-1 ground out. Since then, an avalanche of Daleville scoring. Left-handed hitter. Working from the windup with the bags juiced. Nick Wells brings it home. Foul tip. Broncos have put up 4 hits in this inning. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Wells to Bowen. Ground ball by the mound. That might do it. Shortstop Fields guns him down. Nice throw. That was a strong arm by the shortstop, Bradbury. And guess what? We're going to go to the 6th inning. Oh, man. 6-3 on the putout. And that does it for Daleville. They score 4 runs on 4 hits, and they leave the bags juiced. We go to the 6th inning. It's Daleville 10. Union City nothing. We'll make it Union City 1 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? When you're working for a mover and shaker with strong ties to our community, who are they? When you encounter a group of people eager to roll up their sleeves, who are you most likely to work with? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Taking the initiative, being a good teammate, sacrificing personal glory for the greater good. These are qualities we expect of our leaders, and they're all being cultivated in the high schools right here in Indiana. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. high school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We move to the 6th inning here in Flora. Daleville out in front of Union City, 10-1. So we're going to play at least, well, at least another full inning. Jacob Folk to lead things off for the Indians here in their half of the 6th as they trail by 9. Gothrop still on the mound, and I got screened that time. I think that was a ball. It was. 4, 5, and 6 in the Indians batting order. Gothrop ready with the next one. Misses outside to make it 2-0. Falk, Luster, and Lush due up for the Indians in their half of the 6th inning. They're the visiting team tonight. Gothrop on the mound. This one ripped on a line into left field for a clean base hit. Good job taking it the other way by Falk. Leadoff single. That brings up Cam Luster. Unofficially, I've got him for 5 hits tonight. The Indians, that is. Luster, the left-handed hitter, staring out at Caden Gothrop. Here comes the pitch. Too high, ball 1. Caden has a pretty good arm. He's going to do some great things on the mound the next 3 years after this. Plenty good now. From the stretch with a man at first. This one in the air toward short. They'll go down to second for 1. Smith will fire to first. They got them both. Pretty 6, 4, 3. Double play. Well done on a ball that was not hit very well. Smith with a nice turn off a nice feed from the shortstop Stecker. Just that fast. Another double play. We've had a bunch today. And no one on. 2 down for Gabe Lush. Right-handed hitter. The wind up in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Trying to hit it all the way to State Road 18. That's about 300 yards from here. The windup and the delivery. Low and away. Good take by Lush to make it 1-1. Daleville 10, Union City 1 here in inning number 6. Thanks for tuning in tonight on the internet. Great having you along for the ride. Next one low and in. And it's 2-1. Again, drop me a note or a line. Just tap me on Twitter at Delco Preps. Let me know where you were listening tonight. I'd love to know. Next one from Gothrop. Popped up on the infield. Max Stecker, the shortstop, calls it, walks into the edge of the grass, and makes the catch. That was a quick inning for Daleville defensively, thanks to that double play. No runs, a hit, nobody left on base. Another bagel on the board for Union City. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Broncos leading 10-1 on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel.
There's still a place. There's still a place where performance is enhanced by extra effort, not by performance-enhancing drugs. There's still a place where contracts are between coaches and players, and the terms are non-negotiable. There's still a place where an edge is something you gain by working harder than your opponent. There's still a place where sport is pure. That place is the high school in your community. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we believe that while competition can be fierce, it doesn't change the fact that it's only a game. The goal may be to win, but the point is to have fun. And if you want to be reminded of just how great sports can be when they're played the right way, then the place to be is at a high school sporting event in your community. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message made possible by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
It's Daleville 10, Union City 1. As we move to the home half of inning number 6 here at Carroll High School in Flora. You know, it's not a very big town. It's a quaint little town. I like it. And getting into the habit of coming here 3 years in a row now. As Daleville looks to win a regional crown, they're on the doorstep, pounding hard on the door, leading 10-1. They score a run, the game will be over by a 10-run rule. Top of the order here for the Broncos. Josh Price to lead off. And here comes the pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Wells continues to pitch for Union City, and he's done a nice job. Stecker and Hale behind Price here in the 6th inning. This one hits Price right in the back. He may, well, no, I thought they might tell him to come back, that he didn't try to get out of the way, but they're not going to do that. He just threw his gear over toward the dugout. Price hit by a pitch for the 2nd straight time. Strikeout, single, and fly out to go with all that. He scored a run, and that brings up Max Stecker. Runner going. Price is going to steal second base without a play to made on him. And now he's in scoring position. And that's another way the game has changed. In my day, you never would have stolen a base up 9 runs in the 6th inning. You would have gotten a fastball in the ear hole from the other guy on the mound. But it happens in today's game. There's a called strike. 1-1. Times change. Standards change. Mores change. Here's the pitch. Outside. Good eye by Stecker. He's up 2-1. But boy, I tell you, in 1978, 1980, 1985, you'd have gotten a chewing big time. Pitch home, too low. 3 balls and a strike to Stecker, who has a chance to end the game here if he can just get a ball down, with Price at second base in a 10-1 contest. Pitch home in the dirt, ball 4. Price couldn't go anywhere. That was a great stop again by Jacob Curry, the catcher from Union City. Well, there's some drama here now because you've got Ryan Hale at the plate. All he has done is double 5 times and homer once today. He has walked in this game. He has scored 4 runs tonight in the championship game, and he's got a chance to end it for his team. What a great moment for a senior if he can do it. Here's the pitch to him. It's a little upstairs, ball 1. Ryan homered to open the 3rd inning. He hit a bomb to straightaway left. Strong right-hand hitter with 2 aboard. Here comes the pitch. Nearly hit him, spun out of the way. It's 2-0. And he's going to be looking dead red here on 2-0. Hale waits. Wells brings it to him. It's downstairs to make it 3-0. I think they pitched around him the last time up, and I think they're going to do that again this time if they can. 3 balls and a strike. He's really dangerous. Here's the pitch. Strike. Little low on the outer edge, but it was called a strike.
Ankle high.
Well, you hear the crowd, and the reviews are in, and they aren't good. But still 3-1, and Hale will have a chance here. Here comes the pitch. Fly ball, center field. Price will tag at second base. It's playable. Catch made in center. Here comes Price trying to move to third. He will. And both runners, in fact, will move up on the 2nd out of the inning on a fly to center. That leaves it up to Peyton Smith. Pete's had a great day, too. In this game tonight, an RBI single in the 1st, a couple of walks, and then a 2-run double in the 5th. And they're going to put him on. They're going to intentionally walk Smith. That will load the bases. So that gives you a force out at every base. and Jared Waltermeyer is the batter. And again, if Daleville scores here, the game's over in a 10-1 affair. Price with a big lead at third, infield in tight everywhere. Chopper of a ground ball foul up the third baseline. Waltermeyer has been hit by a pitch, reached on a fielder's choice. Last 2 times up, he has singled. Also has a run scored. Nowhere to put him. Fastball in the dirt. Great block again by Curry. That kid is something behind the plate. Not very big, but boy, does he play big. Bags juiced. Last of the 6th. Daleville 10, Union City 1. Nowhere to put Waltermeyer. Here comes the pitch. It's in the dirt. Another good stop to make it 2 balls and a strike.
All right, Jared, look for a good one.
Crowd here jonesing for a hit and a run. A walk would also end the game. There's really not much you can do. You hit him, your game's over too. So you got to throw a strike and hope that you get him out. Here comes the 2-1 delivery. Foul tip off the mask of the catcher back to the screen, and it's 2-2. Boy, Curry can't catch a break back there. They've beat him to death tonight. Someone should buy him a steak dinner. He's earned it. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Waltermeyer. Wells a pitch away from working out of it. Here it comes. In the air to center field. Playable. That's going to send him back in the gap. It's going to be down. A base hit. Daleville's going to win the game 11-1. Josh Price comes home to score, and this game is over. Daleville has won the Carroll Regional. Broncos get a run as Price comes home on a very deep fly ball that amounts to a single, and you give the RBI to Jared Waltermeyer, and the game is over by 10-run rule. Broncos get the run to get it done in the 6th, and they close it out, and for the second time in 3 years, they're regional champs. We'll take a break. Back with a quick post game after this timeout on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
Let's talk about the X's and O's of family entertainment. Every parent in Indiana knows the importance of being able to draw up an activity that'll get you out of the house for a couple of hours. But it needs to be affordable. It needs to be family-friendly. Above all, it needs to be fun. Now, let's talk about high school sports. Bang for your buck, school sports provide the perfect game plan for your family. You'll enjoy all of the drama and excitement competitive sports offer. You'll be supporting the future leaders of our community in a meaningful way. Best of all, you can take the entire family without breaking the bank. Heck, you won't even dent it. Now, enough chalk talk. Let's get out there and see what's playing at the high school in your community. School sports. Good for our kids, good for our community. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Indiana develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
He worked out early, practiced late, and studied well into the night. The next day, he did it all over again.
She missed time hanging out and socializing with friends so she could make it on time to practices and games.
He became a top student and a confident leader, even as he helped his team win back-to-back conference titles.
She became a role model in her community, even as she led her team to an undefeated season.
And when they finished playing high school sports, what did they do next?
She graduated from college with honors and went to work for a successful company.
He attended graduate school and became a difference maker in his community.
Because that's what student athletes in Indiana do. They use the skills they develop playing high school sports today
to do even bigger things in life tomorrow.
High school sports.
A winning part of a complete education.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Carroll, Indiana. Flora, technically, but Carroll, Flora. And it's a winner tonight for Daleville. They've won the regional championship for the second time in 3 years, and it's photo time for the Broncos as they use the 10-run rule and win this game by a final score of 11-1. What a contest this was tonight. Crazy game in a lot of ways. And we'll give you a quick wrap-up before we call it a night and head for home. Daleville, 11 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors, 13 left on base. Union City, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error, 5 men left on base. Tonight's winning pitcher, Daleville starter Evan Baker. That's his 4th victory of the year, if my memory is not too hazy, as Halfheimers kicks in. And terrific night offensively for Ryan Hale in this game. Double homer, double walk, fly out. And in 2 games today, Hale had 4 doubles and a homer. He was grabbing total bases like you would grab candy at the 1-cent sale at the Wakarusa dime store up in my home county where I grew up in Elkhart, Indiana. But man, what a night for Daleville baseball. They exercised some demons this afternoon in knocking off Rossville. And once they got that done, they set their sights on the big prize, and they got it, and they're going to the Final Four again in 2018. Don't know who they'll play next weekend yet. Don't know where. It could be Plymouth. It could be Kokomo. We'll have to wait and see how the assignments from the IHSAA go down. But no matter where, no matter when, Daleville is in the Final Four for the second time in 3 years. Win number 20 for the season for the Broncos, who improved to 20-9. Union City will close out the year with a successful season. You get to the regional championship game and you finish 15-8-1. You've had a pretty good year. So congratulations to Bill Bradbury and his kids. They played pretty well today. They just came up against a buzzsaw in Daleville tonight. So that'll do it. We'll be most likely along with the Broncos next weekend at the semi-state level. Yorktown is playing tonight in 3A. They also might be semi-state bound, but at least one Delaware County team will play for another week. The final score for the final time, Daleville 11, Union City 1. For all of us at Beaver Media, I'm Brian Beaver. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Come back. Keep your eyes on my Twitter feed for broadcast plans at Delco Preps, and we'll keep you updated there. Until then, have a great night. We'll see you next time, everybody.